Well, good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic Live. I'm your host, Neil Johnson. Excited to be with you and excited to share the news with you. Hopefully, this stream works. I have done two before this, and we kept getting it kept interrupting, and the stream kept falling apart. So, hopefully, this one works. Do me a favor, if you would, smash that like, chat in with where you're from. I've just unlisted the other two streams, so they're not sitting out there with people coming to them. But let's see who's on, and let's see if you are hearing this right. I've got a really phenomenal news report I'm hoping to get out to you. So hopefully this all works out. While you guys are joining in, yeah, hey, really, seriously, thank you everyone for your patience and understanding. Debs, I see you're back on. Roger, happy Christian Family Month, everyone. Thanks, Daniel. That's a great comment. Yeah, so one of the great things that we're seeing here right now, folks, is Pride Month is falling apart. Or actually, no, wait, I shouldn't say it that way. Pride Month is being reborn into something significantly better. So audio is good now. So you guys can just let me know if audio goes out again or if I start rubber banding or something like that. Please do let me know. But maybe it was the YouTube app tonight. Cynthia, good to see you on. I've met Cynthia, folks. She came and visited me when I was doing an art show in St. Cloud. All right, so audio is great. Everything's great. Okay, want to mention my sponsor really quickly. That's MyPillow. MyPillow.com/lumberjack, folks. $49.98 for the Giza sheets. Any color, any size. 30% off the Rev 7 energy drinks. You'll love them. And exclusive special, you get the free multi-use 2.0 and the USA Revival Roll and Go cover. So that's like this one here that I have, folks. I love these Roll and Go pillows whenever I travel. This is what I use because you just literally roll them up and then they just go right inside. Well, there we go, right inside themselves. And then they're just a tight little roll like this. That's it. That they don't take up any room. So I love them. Okay. They're fantastic. And go check it out at mypillow.com/lumberjack. So I wanted to cover this really quickly. I had talked about this briefly this morning. Before I get into our big wins here with Pride, look at this. This is Ash in America. I had her on this morning, but Eric Schumer filed a notice with the court alleging that Mike Lindell is non-compliant with the court's media order because he is speaking to the press on lunch break and because the X account at Real Mike Lindell is posting during the trial. He was not held in contempt. He did agree not to do media during the trial. So, that being said, I don't know. I'm not going to be able to get him on the show now. I reached out to him today via text, but yeah, I'm not going to be able to get him on the show, which is disappointing. But hopefully I will make it out there this next week for the trial. Now, folks, for some great news, okay, I mentioned, okay, but I got to mention it again because this is going to be a new stream that sits out. Toyota has ditched DEI altogether. In fact, so much so because initially when Robbie Starbuck exposed them on X, Toyota said that they were sticking with their Pride. They were huge sponsors of the Pride parades out in California. Well, now not only have they rolled back all those DEI initiatives, they finally did that in October, but they've gone, we know it's real because in Texas at their large factory, there's no more Pride flags. There's no more Pride nonsense. So one thing that Robbie has done is he's got people inside all these companies to tell you whether or not it is a big deal. Seashell Mac gets it. No way. Toyota, wow. This is like so Target and Toyota were two of the biggest on this Pride thing. And to see them fall, folks, this is huge. This is absolutely huge. And so now I want to bring this in, but look at this. Pride Month support is waning as national brands ditch DEI. Large corporate donors and sponsors are also pulling their support of Pride parades across the country. One financial executive told Gravity Research, part of the backtracking strategy involves being less visible on social media to help minimize public visibility that could trigger attention. The attention they want to avoid, the go woke, go broke backlash against Target and Bud Light, as well as scrutiny from anti-trans activists such as Robbie Starbuck, who has pressured top companies to roll back their LGBTQ plus and DEI commitments. It's interesting the way they word this. They say anti-trans activists. I think it would be more appropriate to say pro-normalcy advocate or something along those lines. But all that being said, that's going on. So I can show you here with this is another big one. Delaware Pride has lost 57. This is happening everywhere, folks. Even in Canada, Pride is losing. Delaware Pride has lost 57% of their corporate donations this year, and they admit that left-wing organizations like Planned Parenthood are reducing their funding due to reductions in federal funding. So this, again, goes to point out that your tax dollars were funding everything that you don't like. Read that again and think about what it means. Tax dollars prop up partisan organizations like Planned Parenthood, who then turn around and fund things like Pride when the federal government won't fund it themselves. It's a very messed up circular way to filter tax dollars into funding Pride events that the attendees won't fund themselves. Eliminating funding for groups like Planned Parenthood equals eliminating a lot of funding for Pride. So they are facing a significant loss in corporate sponsorship. This from Delaware Online. Despite losing major sponsors like DuPont and Tito's, the festival is expected to be the largest in its 28-year history on June 7th. The loss of corporate funding is attributed. I will guess, folks, that this line is a lie. I bet it is not as big. It will not be as big. June 7th will not be as big. Okay? Let me ask you a question, folks. How many of you think this is projection by the lamestream media? How many of you think that this is just projection by the lamestream media? Please smash that like. We had over 800 people on the stream after a few minutes last time. Now we're only at 400, just because this goofy thing I was experiencing. I think it had to be the YouTube app. So anyhow, so just smash that like and chat in. Get the chat rate up. It'll help too. It should populate into people's feeds at that point. Okay. So, as with many nonprofits bracing for major federal cuts in funding grants next year, 2026 looms as even more of a challenge for Delaware Pride Festival fundraising. If Planned Parenthood is getting less funding or girding themselves for less funding, they're going to give less. It's a domino effect, Workman says. That's what's coming up the pike. It's jarring to think what this is going to look like next year. I think it's going to look fantastic, folks. And it's really interesting when you look at this, that Planned Parenthood, which says that they're about women's health, is funding Pride events. Does that make sense? I mean, if they're all about women's health, why are they funding Pride events? For more mutilation of women? I mean, whatever. And folks, Trump's numbers are look, for the first time in the history of polling, a majority of Americans believe the country is on the right track. Eliminating Pride is part of that. His personal numbers are also strong. Okay. So his approval rating now, Rasmussen, he's at 52, Insider Advantage 55, Democracy Institute 52, 51% say Trump is fixing America, and only 37% disagree with that statement. 51% now say the country is on the right track. That's a 37% swing, a 37-point swing, folks, in just 4 months. In November of 2024, only 26% it was on the right track, 63% the wrong track. Now we've seen a completely reversal with 51% saying it's on the right track. Now, you won't see this in the mainstream media, folks. Okay? We've got huge new investments. America being back as the world leader on the global stage. It's absolutely fantastic. But I want to tell you this. I'm going to add this to the stage. This is from the Federalist. Okay. A rogue judge has said the Trump administration has to give panties and makeup to male inmates. So this would be another case of judicial overreach. In the latest act of judicial overreach, a rogue lower court judge ordered the Trump administration to restore federal prisoners' access to transgender-related treatments and accommodations on Tuesday. Writing for the U.S. District Court of the District of Columbia, Judge Royce Lamberth, folks, Royce Lamberth, you watch the background here. He's a Reagan appointee, but he granted petitioners' request for a preliminary injunction on the Trump administration's policy, ensuring that the Bureau of Prisons expands no federal funds for any medical procedure, treatment, or drug for the purpose of conforming an inmate's appearance to that of the opposite sex. The left-wing Associated Press once described Lamberth as among the toughest judges when it came to sentencing defendants charged over the J6 2021 demonstrations at the U.S. Capitol. The suit was brought by 3 trans-identifying inmates who were diagnosed with gender dysphoria by BOP medical staff, according to Tuesday's ruling. In his decision, Lamberth ruled that throughout the course of the trial, the BOP is required to restore and maintain access to those treatment modalities for those who previously received them pursuant to a prescription. This thing just reset. Rendered by BPO staff. He further declared that a BOP, medical personnel subsequently determined that that's Bureau of Prisons, if you're just joining, determining that an existing or future class member is in need of either or both of these treatment modalities, the BOP may not take those treatment options off the table while this dispute is pending. This reads like something from The Onion, folks. Like this is like, or Babylon Bee. Does this, folks, does this headline even seem real to you? Honestly. Now, I know we've seen all these rogue judges, but seriously, Trump administration has to give panties and makeup to male inmates. Does that sound like a Babylon Bee headline or not? Yes or no in the chat. It just boggles my mind. Like, this is real. A judge filing an injunction to say that you've got to give male inmates panties. Oh, God help us. But here, I'm going to have some fun with you now. Look at this. This is out of The New Republic. How many of you know The New Republic? How many of you have ever read anything from The New Republic? They are absolutely the far left of the far left. So you can say, here's the far left, right? And they're here. Okay. And now it's going to go right on my screen, but I'm going left. So I'm going to go like this. So if this, let's say this is the far left. Wait, how's this looking to you? Anyways, it's way off the stratosphere far left. Okay. All right. So The New Republic. So I just want you, I have to preface that because that's what makes this article so beautiful. Listen to this. Is this the best the Democrats can do? On Tuesday, the Democrat National Committee served tacos outside the Republican National Committee's headquarters, a nod to a trendy new acronym spelling out, Trump always chickens out. If the point was to push a slogan that works perfectly in one area, tariffs, where the president is constantly wrapping up and backing down, and less perfectly in several others, immigration and general authoritarianism, where the president is running roughshod over the rule of law, then perhaps it was mildly successful. Still, the endeavor was most notable because of a comment from Vice President J.D. Vance. We have, he tweeted, the lamest opposition in American history. On this, and perhaps this alone, it's hard to disagree with the vice president. Handing free food to fascists outside their offices might be the high watermark for the pugilism Beltway Democrats. 2 days earlier, this is kind of a poorly written piece here. He's trying to sound intelligent, but do you guys know what pugilism means? It's, fighting with the fists. And obviously this isn't. So handing free food to fascists, and it should be handing free food out to fascists. Now I'm correcting his grammar. Handing free food to because he goes to outside. Handing free food to fascists outside their office. I would have totally structured this sentence differently. These people claim to be so intelligent. I've authored a couple books, folks. I would never write a sentence this poorly. This is terrible. You lose yourself in the sentence. And then he uses pugilism in a statement that he can't even use pugilism in. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. I understand. Hopefully you're still with me. All right. 2 days earlier, Democratic House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries appeared on CNN to weigh in on the recent fascist detention of an aide to Democrat Representative Jerry Nadler by ICE agents to make it clear that this aggression will not stand. This is so funny because remember when Hakeem Jeffries went out there because LaMonica McIver, they were talking about charging her, and he went on this big thing, no, that just won't happen. That's the bridge too far. They'll find out. That was it. They'll find out. Do you guys all remember that? Well, what happens if they do? They'll find out. Like people were scared of Hakeem Jeffries. Anyways, 2 days earlier, Democratic House Majority Leader Hakeem Jeffries appeared on CNN to weigh in and said that I thought the raid on Jerry Nadler's office absolutely fantastic. I mean, I'm sorry. These people went after normal citizens for parading at the Capitol. Okay. They literally went after, Jerry Nadler was all part of that whole thing. Okay. The J6 thing. You guys all know this, right? So did you guys see the video of Jerry Nadler's aide getting handcuffed because they needed to search the office? How many of you saw that? It was one of the most beautiful things I have seen, because they did all this lawfare against normal citizens, and then they feel that they can hide illegal aliens. Okay? It's just, yeah, I loved it. Exactly, Stephanie. I mean, it was just fantastic. Okay? So, to make it clear, this aggression will not stand. Just like he made clear before, the aggression will not stand. In terms of how we will respond to what Trump and the administration has endeavored to do, we will make that decision in a time, place, and manner of our choosing. He's using like his war talk now. It's so ridiculous. Oh, gosh. But the response will be continuous, and it will meet the moment that is required, he said. Good luck, Hakeem. Here, let's hear him. You guys want to hear him? Let's do it. I want to ask
you about something that happened in your home state of New York. In the past couple of days, Congressman Jerry Nadler said that DHS agents entered his congressional office on Wednesday without a warrant and handcuffed a member of his staff. This, of course, comes after the Trump Justice Department charged Democratic Congresswoman LaMonica McIver with obstructing ICE agents after an altercation at a facility in Newark, New Jersey. Now, I know you previously warned that the administration charging members of Congress was a, quote, red line. What are you doing now that the red line you talked about has apparently been crossed?
Well, let me make clear that the House is a separate and co-equal branch of government, the Congress. We don't work for Donald.
This is going to get good, man. This is going to be funny. Grab your popcorn.
Donald Trump. We don't work for the administration. We don't work for Elon Musk. We work for the American people. And we have a responsibility to serve as a check and balance on an out-of-control executive branch. That's the constitutional blueprint that was given to us by the framers of the United States democracy that we have inherited over the last few centuries. And so we're going to continue to undertake our congressional responsibility, notwithstanding efforts by the Trump administration to try to intimidate Democrats. It's unfortunate that our Republican colleagues continue to be nothing more than rubber stamps for Trump's reckless and extreme agenda. And the American people, I think, will ultimately reject that next year when we will take back control of the House of Representatives.
How many of you think the agenda of actually prioritizing the safety of Americans and not funding DEI efforts is a radical agenda? How many think that Trump is radical at this point? Radical against the deep state, maybe, but it's exactly what we want.
In the meantime, in terms of how we will respond to what Trump and the administration has endeavored to do, we will make that decision in a time, place, and manner of our choosing. But the response will be continuous, and it will meet the moment that is required.
What exactly does that mean? Have you not decided how to respond?
We've publicly responded in a variety of different ways. We haven't let our foot off the gas pedal in terms of additional things that may take place. with respect to our.
Okay, does anybody think Trump is scared of this dude? Help me out here in the chat. Does anybody think Trump is scared of Timu Obama? This is absolutely funny. And Dana Bash then goes, I mean, so like, what exactly are you going to do?
Congressional oversight authority and capacity, we will respond in a time, place, and manner of our choosing if this continues to happen.
You believe, as Jerry Nadler said, that the administration is trying to intimidate Democrats?
I think the administration is clearly trying to intimidate Democrats in the same way that they're trying to intimidate the country. This whole shock and awe strategy, this flood the zone with outrageous behavior that they've tried to unleash on the American people during the first few months of the Trump administration is all designed to create the appearance of inevitability. But Donald Trump has learned an important lesson. The American people aren't interested in bending the knee to a wannabe king. It's the reason why Donald Trump actually is the most...
This isn't Spartacus. That's Cory Booker. Cory Booker is Spartacus. And if you missed Ted Cruz calling him Spartacus in the Senate, it was absolutely a thing of beauty.
Unpopular president at this point of a presidency in American history. The American people have rejected this approach. And we as congressional Democrats will continue to reject this approach.
Mr. Lee.
Oh my gosh, folks. This is fun. This is so fun. Again, you guys have to understand, this is the new republic, and they are so upset because of how pathetic the Democrats are right now. Bash, understandably, was perplexed by the answer. What exactly does that mean? Have you not decided on how to respond? Okay, we're going to get past that. His counterpart in the Senate only did slightly better, or perhaps slightly worse, depending upon your perspective on Monday. I should read with a highbrow tone, like my British accent, because this is the new republic, and you know liberals are so erudite and sophisticated. Responding to reports that Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Special Envoy to the Middle East Steve Witkoff were reportedly close to reaching a nuclear deal with Iran that was reportedly more or less identical to the landmark one forged by Barack Obama in 2015, Schumer returned to the Taco moniker. If Taco Trump is already folding on Iran, the American people need to know about it. No side deal, Schumer said. I mean, this is their whole thing. So do you guys remember? I've got another article that's you're just gonna laugh. But let's watch Chucky, because we always take him seriously.
When it comes to negotiating with the terrorist government of Iran, Trump's all over the lot. One day he sounds tough, the next day he's backing off. And now, all of a sudden, we find out that Witkoff and Rubio are negotiating a secret side deal with Iran. What kind of bull is this? They're going to sound tough in public and then have a side deal that lets Iran get away with everything? That's outrageous. We need to make that side deal public. Any side deal should be before Congress and, most importantly, the American people. If Taco Trump is already folding, the American public should know about it. No side deals.
Okay, so I don't even understand the Taco Trump. What kind of bull is this? They're going to sound tough in public and then have a side deal. Here you have it, the Democrats. One says he has a response but can't say what it is or when he'll use it, and the other one is pushing a 10-year-old Republican talking point. America has never needed an effective opposition party as badly as it needs it now. Instead, we have the most feckless Democratic leaders of the past 100 years. Folks, I mean, we are talking losing on a grand scale, okay? That's what's going on in the Democrat Party right now, folks. It is so wild to me. I can't. It's just, this stuff is funny. I mean, I'm sorry. Wait. It gets better. It gets better. They've got a plan. Look at this one. Democrats set out to study young men. And I think this was Politico, who took how much money from USAID? I can't even remember. A widely mocked project to get under the hood about why Democrats are losing young men has sobering results. Okay, why is this right in the middle of my thing? It says the Democrats trying to understand young American men know people are roasting their plan. The group has a 2-year, $20 million budget to study young men and how Democrats can reach them. Let me just. Okay, folks. I like $20 million. But I mean, I could do it for less. I could teach them how to reach young men. First off, ditch the pride crap, okay? No more DEI. You know, young men, they want to feel masculine. They want to get in, you want to bring out the masculine nature of young men and then cause them to vote for you. Show them a vision like old Army commercials where you talk about we get more done before 6 a.m. than most people get done all day. Stuff like that. They can't figure out how to reach young men. But they do want to reach young boys. Ooh, oh, let's go on. All right. 2-year, $20 million budgets. The result of an initial round of research shared exclusively with Politico, including 30 focus groups and a national media consumption survey, found many young men believe that neither party has our back. As one black man from Georgia said in a focus group, participants described the Democratic Party as overly scripted and cautious, while Republicans are seen as confident and unafraid to offend. Well, isn't that interesting? They described, this is so true too. The Democratic Party is overly scripted and cautious. Do you remember all their different scripts that they tried to roll out? Democrats are seen as weak, where Republicans are seen as strong, Hawk said. Young men also spoke of being invisible to the Democrat coalition. And so you've got this weak problem, and then you've got this, I don't think they care about me problem. And I think the combination is kind of a killer. The SAM project, which turned into a punchline for liberals and conservatives alike, is pitching itself to donors and officials as a hub for research, paid advertising, and influencer outreach that focuses on young men, a once critical part of the Democratic coalition that they lost to President Donald Trump in 2024. Imagine they lost young men when the candidate that we were running was almost 80 years old. The group was founded by Hogg, former president of NARAL, John Della Volpe, a pollster who specializes in Gen D voters, and former Texas Representative Colin Aldred. This must be by David Hogg, huh? David Hogg. There's been no greater gift to Republicans than David Hogg, folks. No greater gift. I'm telling you, I am so pro David Hogg right now. Oh boy. I'm telling you what. It's just, I mean, it's amazing to watch this stuff play out in real time, just how bad. I think because of their brain rot and then trying to sound tough, yet then trying to be at pride events and then trying to argue for trans, they've got so many different little factions going on. How would they ever be able to reach young men? It's absolutely wild to me. Again, folks, Mike's got that big trial going on. Please go support him, mypillow.com/lumberjack or 1-800-568-2865. I always call the 800 number. Again, I mean, big deals going on at MyPillow, folks. The Giza sheets are $49.98 right now. With the purchase, you get the free multi-use MyPillow 2.0, the USA Revival Roll and Go cover. You can get the Rev 7 energy drinks. I'm telling you, folks, you're going to love those. I love those things. Okay. 50% off beach towels, My Cross necklace, 50%. Holy cats. That's new. That's a big deal. Holy cow. Look at that. The My Cross necklace is 50% off right now. I just saw that is crazy. Still running $29.98 on those, that big PO you got on those. I wonder how many of those. Let me see here. Let's just check for you, folks. Okay. Choose an option. Let's go with California King. They're running out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you want any of these, only $29.80. I'd get Giza sheets if I were you, folks. But let's see here. Yeah, they're running. He's starting to run out a lot of these colors. Let's see if twins are twins. Gosh, one. Yeah. Yeah, so these are starting to run down. If you want any of those, look, if you've got a hotel or a Airbnb or anything like that, and you need extra sheets, the 200 thread count per Kales for $29.88 are great. If you're getting some sheets though, and you want the best, get these Giza Dream sheets, man. They're just awesome, and they're not $69.98. That's for people who don't have the Lumberjack code, folks. I mean, these things are running $49.98 right now. There they are with the Lumberjack code. So you can see you get better deals with my code than the other codes. It's just the reality. It's just because you guys have been so good to Mike over the years. So anyways, he needs your support. I mean, that's costing him millions. I was talking with Leah Hoops today. I talked to her on the phone. And you know what? The whole purpose of this trial, you have to believe with it being as unwinnable as it is, there's no real good way for Eric Coomer to win this trial. My gosh, I just disappeared. Did you guys see that? That was so wild. It's truth. You can barely buy a set of twin sheets for that much. We're still going. I cannot believe that just cut out on me. That was wild. Never had that happen before. Huh. Crazy. We'll be told if and when this stream is scrapped. I went poof and now I'm back. That was weird. All right. It's just crazy stuff. Somebody super chatted me. I gotta go check this out. I show my love for Pride every morning when I take a God help me. I did not expect that. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me regain myself here. Anyways, Eric Coomer has no way to win this case. He's trying to sue Mike for defamation over something somebody else said. So I don't see any way in which the case can be won. And so why are they doing it? Lawfare, folks. That's the only answer. It's costing Mike millions of dollars to defend himself from all these frivolous lawsuits. So please go support him. Yeah, folks, I'm going to let you fly. We've had a great show. I'll see you in the next episode. All right.